into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
It's just gone 7 o'clock on this Friday morning. A very good morning to you, beautiful early risers, and thanks for joining us at the start of a brand new day. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. We're live, large, and in charge, and it's so good to be in your company. Also, so cold in the mother city. 9 degrees out there. I wonder what it's like in your part of the country. Do let us know. But as you can see, we're getting into our winter wear. Knitwear is my essential winter wear. But we'll be exploring all kinds of styles and fashions, of course, brought to you by our friends at Woolies. So, in fact, let's start off by finding out what Jamie Lee's winter look is like.
Good morning, Kat. Good morning, South Africa. Let me just start off by saying, you know, winter is not a season, it's a celebration. So make sure that you celebrate in style this season. Now, like Kat said, you can get all your winter essentials and your backstage pass to the most amazing autumn and winter 2020 items at Woolworths. Now today, as you can see, Mama is looking fly for this Friday. I'm dressed in this very cozy and comfortable, Studio W grey polo neck. Let me tell you, I'm living for this because not only is it woven from a very viscose blend and finished with some split cuffs, as you can see, and a button detail. I like to tuck it in now and then because, you know, I'm going to get dirty a bit later on with Chef Clem. But I've also paired it with this stretch denim skirt from Ree just to make sure that I'm on trend and still a bit stylish, you know, elevating this look. But of course, if you are looking for some style injection just to elevate, to live your best life, then all you have to do is visit Woolworths online, in-store, on the Woolies app to shop their latest winter style. You know what? I need to finish up this glam look. I just want to finish up the makeup and touch up my lips a bit. But maybe I'll check in with the rest of the team. Good morning, Graham and Ryle.
Good morning, Han. Looking absolutely gorgeous this morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm brilliant, bro. And yourself? You are looking quite suave this morning, Graham.
It's winter is here, so we are raising the stakes just a little bit. It's so good to connect with you. Great to connect with you as well. Friday, it's been a good week.
It's been a brilliant week. Lots of magic, lots of energy on the show. There's been so much chaos, but we've made it to the end, and we've got something special to ask everybody online.
Yeah,
this
man.
morning. So
we're going to be looking forward to Monday today, in fact. And of course, Jared Ricketts has had some amazing performances on the show on Monday. He was amazing, and he's going to be back again this coming Monday for another Gospel Monday, if you will. And we are asking you guys at home what he should sing. Where are you lending towards? Is it going to be Power of Love? His Strength is Perfect. Die Liefde van Jesus. He'll perform the song with the highest votes. It's that simple. You decide.
It's just gone 3 minutes past the hour. Let's take a look at those news headlines on this Friday morning. On the national news front, the Constitutional Court judgment yesterday, which declared that independent candidates can contest the national elections, has been widely welcomed. Independent candidates were previously only allowed to contest local government elections. Now, the court ruled parts of the Electoral Act unconstitutional and gave Parliament 24 months to rectify the relevant act. The case was brought by a civil society organization, the New Nation Movement, and others. Now, New Nation Movement said afterwards the judgment brought power to the people. Meanwhile, Health Minister Dr. Zweli Mkhize yesterday paid tribute to all of the technicians and pathologists in the National Health Laboratory Service and private laboratories, as well as all staff who work in the riskiest of environments to churn out COVID-19 results 24 hours a day. This as the country has reached the landmark of 1 million tests that have been done. Now, he also said the number of cases in the country had increased by almost 6% and now stands at 58,568 with 1,284 deaths. A total of 33,252 recoveries have been reported. Taking a look at international headlines this morning, China has removed pangolin parts from its official list of traditional medicines only days after increasing legal protections on the endangered animal. The pangolin, the world's most heavily trafficked mammal, is thought by many scientists to be the possible host of the coronavirus that emerged at a market in China's Wuhan city last year. Its body parts fetch high prices on the black market as they are commonly used in traditional Chinese medicine, although scientists say they have no therapeutic value. Nature conservationists have welcomed the move. Now, 10 soldiers were killed and 6 wounded yesterday in an attack on an Ivory Coast military post on the northern border near Burkina Faso. It was not clear who carried out the pre-dawn attack, which was the deadliest on the Ivory Coast since gunmen from Al-Qaeda stormed the beach resort of Grand Bassam in 2016, killing 19 people. Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso launched a joint military operation last month to tackle the expanding threat from jihadists linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State in the Sahel region. And now news of how adversity is turned into success. Pakistan is currently battling a devastating infestation of crop-eating locust swarms, and swarms are the largest in 25 years. Now, this is bad news for farmers, but excellent news for the chickens of the country's Punjab province. Now, they are feasting on tons and tons of locusts each day. Prime Minister Imran Khan, of course, cricket lovers might remember him, he has endorsed an innovative solution in which farmers earn good money by trapping locusts that are turned into high-protein chicken feed. Now, the project slogan is, "Eat the locusts before they eat the crop." Collectors are trained in the best methods to catch locusts, which is at night when they cluster to trees. The captured locusts are then dried out and added to a chicken feed. Farmers have earned up to $125 per person for one night's work, and indeed a win-win situation for everyone. The latest news is that 100,000 ducks may be imported from China to tackle the swarms of locusts. A hungry duck is reported to be able to devour some 200 locusts a day. So I guess it's happy locust hunting there. And taking a quick glimpse into the world of entertainment this morning, the internet was rocked when last week Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian declared that he was giving up his seat on the board of his company in the hopes that they would consider filling the position with a black candidate. Well, his voice has been heard as it was announced on Wednesday that black tech mogul Michael Sable will be joining as Reddit's first black board member. He helped launch the website back in 2005 and was the first full-time black partner at the startup accelerator Y Combinator and its current CEO. Now, Sable has thanked Ohanian and Reddit co-founder Steve Huffman for the opportunity, saying, quote, "I've been a user since 2007, and over this period of time, I've watched Reddit become part of the core fabric of the internet, and I'm excited to help provide advice and guidance as Reddit continues to grow and tackle the challenges of bringing community and belonging to a broader audience." Huffman commended Sable as one of the smartest and kindest people in tech, and tennis star Serena Williams, who is married to Ohanian, interviewed him about this decision, and he explained, "We need diversity at the highest levels now more than ever. Once I realized why I needed to do it, it became very easy." Well, on that note, that's all we have at 7 o'clock. We'll have another bulletin for you at 8 o'clock right now. Here's a first look at the weather on this Friday morning.
A very good morning to you all, South Africa. I trust that you're all doing well and keeping warm. It's time for us to have the first look at the weather this morning, but first have a look at those beautiful sunrise pictures and videos that you've sent. But journalist Issa Alexandra captured this incredible video of people enjoying the snow in Ceres. He says it feels like they are in Europe. Ceres can expect mostly cloudy and snowy conditions today, reaching a maximum temperature of 9 degrees. The South African Weather Service has warned of a very cold conditions and snowfall for parts of the country as we head into the weekend. There will be disruptive snowfall in parts of the northern and western Cape, as well as southern Drakensberg. The intense cold front in the western Cape has seen snowfall at the Matroosberg Nature Reserve, 35 kilometers outside Ceres, and a 1.5-hour drive from Cape Town. Residents of Sutherland in the northern Cape woke up to a blanket of snow yesterday morning, and in Cape Town, a skier took to water puddles on a road close to the beach. A video posted by Carol de Klerk of a man skiing through water puddles on a local Facebook group called Bloberg Stranders kept locals thoroughly entertained on an icy, cold and wet day. The video shows a bakkie pulling a skier clad in a wet suit through water puddles on the side of the road. You know what they say, you can't keep a Cape Townian down or even out of the water. But right now, let's get into today's forecast, starting off at Polokwane with a low of 6 degrees, reaching a high of 16. And the highest temperature for the country is Mbombela at a maximum temperature of 24 and a minimum of 3. Pretoria 213, plenty of sunshine for but cool with a gentle southerly breeze of 15 kilometers an hour for Johannesburg at a minimum of 1, reaching a maximum of 11. A very cold start to the day for Mahikeng at -3, reaching a high of 14. Klerksdorp -1, peaking at 11. And Kimberley also at -1 today with a high of 10. Sunny and cool for Bloemfontein at -3, reaching a high of 9 degrees. Richards Bay 8-20. Pietermaritzburg 2-16. Sunny and breezy for Durban 11-18. Mthatha 5-14. Partly cloudy and windy for East London at a minimum temperature of 10, reaching a maximum of 17. Cradock is also at -1 this morning, reaching a high of 10 degrees. A passing shower and a strong westerly breeze of 33 kilometers an hour for Port Elizabeth at a minimum temperature of 7, reaching a maximum of 17. Cloudy, cool and breezy for George 9-15. Sutherland -2, reaching a high of 6. Times of clouds and sun for Cape Town at 9:15. Worcester 1-12. Mostly sunny and cool for Uppington at a minimum of 3, reaching a high of 12. As we discover the beauty of winter this June, many of you have enjoyed seeing the blankets of snow falling in parts of the country. Now we'd like to see the snowfall in your town. Send us your amazing snow pictures and videos and we could share it live on the show. And please make sure to include a picture of yourself as well. Now remember, whichever part of the country you're in, whatever the weather, make sure you have yourselves a feel-good kind of day.
Pharmadynamics, effective, affordable healthcare.
Oh, it's still a bright and early Friday morning and we're delivering you with all that magic. And with it being Youth Month in South Africa, we're finding words of inspiration from those who espouse the values of education, advocate the rights of the child, and are standing up for what is right.
Oh man, and what an example. Now we turn to Helen Keller. She was an American author, political activist, and a lecturer. Her achievements, which were incredible, regardless, they are made even more remarkable when we consider that she was both blind and deaf as a result of a childhood illness, which is amazing considering what she was able to achieve. And she attributes her training in education to her governess and then eventual companion for 50 years, Anne Sullivan. Now, she advocated for civil rights as well as for the improvements in the treatment of deaf and blind people and was a huge advocate for education. And she once said this.
She says, a well-educated mind will always have more questions than answers. I absolutely love that, Graham. Speaking about questioning everything in life, it's how we learn, it's how we grow, and I think it's how we prosper. Don't stop asking why.
Since the lockdown, colorful images of rainbows have appeared in windows across the world. The Crazy Store wants you to bring your rainbow artwork in store to fill their windows with hope. And for every rainbow artwork received, you'll get 10% off of your purchase.
Well, that's not all. Plus, a free helium balloon to take home. Now, rainbows are a symbol of hope in many cultures and promises of better times to come. So, go on and unlock the crazy at the Crazy Store.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Get your shimmy on. Welcome back. You are live with Expresso, just in time to celebrate your birthday. It's that time of the day where we wish you, our most loved viewers, a very happy birthday. And if it is indeed your birthday today, let's find out who you share your special day with. Dig this young actor, pretty cool guy, David John Franco, also known as Dave Franco. He turns 35 years old today. I suppose he's got that baby face. I would assume that he's much younger, but it's because he's also the younger brother. Dave Franco is an American actor who has, I think his big film breakthrough was as a supporting actor in the buddy comedy film 21 Jump Street, where he did incredibly well. Also the younger brother of
course. Franco
James
brothers.
Franco, and that's why I always kind of thought of him as being much younger. They work in the same industry and seem to be great buds. They're definitely not intimidated by each other, but we love to wish him a very happy birthday.
He's gorgeous.
Handsome
Franco
fella.
Brothers, I love you guys.
He's a
But then
handsome
of
fella, man.
course, we have a very special one sent for Ma Joyce Simmons. She turns 84 years today. And this was sent to you by Eduardo Fernandez. Take a look at this.
Ma? Ma?
Ma,
Joy.
Joyce.
Hey!
Yeah, yeah. Point to my Joyce.
Sing for my Joyce.
Point to my Joyce.
How cute is that? Elijah. Ma Joyce is actually at my church, is one of the elders at our church. So that is so sweet to see the grandkids all say that.
Difficult, like trying to get my 3-year-old sisters like wrangling cats. Like, come on, just sing, please. Very, very sweet. And then we've got a very special message coming through. I wish the most beautiful, gorgeous, talented woman in the world, Anel Porchetta, the happiest birthday ever. Always know that you are just fabulous in everything and every way. Happy birthday, and that's coming to you from your amazing husband, whose hair you cut terribly, Anel. From Rick, we know Rick well, and we love Rick, but Anel, we absolutely adore you. Happy birthday. Can I get a round of applause for Anel? Happy birthday, yeah. Yay!
Yes,
Oh,
the
sending her
next-
lots of love.
Oh, we do. We miss you in studio today. But of course, the next one reads, we wish Tando Mpobozi a warmth and happy 8th birthday. May the good Lord grant you with many more years to come. Ukuhle Mfana, we love you lots, and this comes from your family. Loving you. And then a happy 5th birthday to Blake Storm Stellenberg. May today bring you nothing more than joy, happiness, and peace. Stay the amazing child that you are. And remember that today you can be as naughty as you wish. We miss and love you loads from Ma and Uncle Reese.
Go out, rise to the occasion, Blake. Go out there, buddy. You do some damage. Then a very happy birthday to Courtney Balsa. Best wishes to you in the warmest way ever. May you enjoy this God-given day. It comes with lots of love from Bentley. Happy birthday, Courtney. And then we'd like to wish our gorgeous little girl, is that Dianca Janssen van Rensburg, who is turning 3 today. May you always remain as fierce and fearless as you are. More blessings to you, heaps of love, and that's coming to you from your entire family. You notice how people were referencing warmth and warm a lot there, because it's freezing. Okay, it's freezing everywhere. It's snowing. So I'm gonna raise a glass of my nice warm Super M just for you this morning. That's how I'm gonna cheers you. But hopefully you are staying warm and feeling very special. And if you'd like to send through a very warm, special message to someone who's celebrating their birthday, please send those videos 071-840-6551. That's how you can WhatsApp us, or you can just email a birthday wish to birthdays@cordova.tv. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely. Do you know what? If it was my birthday today, I would want Chef Clem to make me a chocolate cake. How about that, Chef Clem?
So nicely.
Well, I don't know how you knew, Jamie Lee, but that's exactly what we're about to do. We've just celebrated your birthday, and we're about to share some brilliant ideas with you with Chef Clem's Kitchen series of great craft ideas. And yes, today's one, bright and early, is to make a chocolate cake for your birthday. Nice and easy, but also super delicious. Is that not so, my brother?
It is exactly.
Because every day when we step into the kitchen, it's time to celebrate! You know.
Imagine I didn't say celebrate, I said something else. I don't know. Whoa.
Crash and burn.
We don't practice these things in South Africa.
It's natural.
It just happens.
We got it from our mamas.
We did. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Okay, what do we need to start?
Okay, first thing is when you're in the kitchen and you're baking, don't wear black.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll just bypass that one. Okay, so what we're gonna do first of all, we're gonna start talking about our devil's food cake. Devil's food cake is called devil's food cake because it's decadent, it's naughty, it's indulgent. What makes a devil's food cake is the fact that we use cocoa as the main chocolate ingredient. But we're extra, so we're using cocoa and we're using chocolate. Of course. Okay.
Okay.
So let's get these two combined real quick.
So cocoa's gonna give you that super chocolatey flavor.
That dark chocolate kind of like feeling.
Like they've just taken the cocoa pod, just chopped it up, really fermented it and dried it right in front of your very eyes, taken that bean and crunched it.
What?
Powder. I'm trying to fill time so that you can open this packet. I could see that you were struggling. And then once they've crushed the powder into the finest form of it, they literally blow it like this onto the ingredients and then they turn brown. Oh, he's
Thank you. I appreciate that. Guys, I can cook, but the simplest things in life is what gets me. Opening the packet with Clem. Can he do it? I don't know.
We should have a slow motion video series of those kind of situations.
Oh, we should totally. Okay.
All right, now.
So, cocoa with my chocolate, and people don't know this, but coffee and chocolate are best friends.
They go very
Adding coffee to your chocolate cake actually brings out the flavor of your chocolate.
Yes.
It enhances it. So definitely use instant, use espresso, use whatever you want, just get it in there.
You got the Colombian mix.
This is my go-to.
Yeah.
It's my go-to. This is me every morning. So, got some boiling water. You know that rule that says never add water to chocolate?
Forget it.
Forget it. Just make sure it's nice and hot, pour it over, and now you leave it. It's gonna...
You just leave it?
You leave it. You don't mix it, you just leave it. There's enough heat in that water that's gonna start melting the chocolate.
Good.
While that's happening, let's talk about the next thing. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start on our butter. Butter has been softened and it's very cold right now, guys.
Yeah.
So even if you leave your butter out on your counter, it's probably not gonna get soft. Microwave, 10 seconds.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Give it a bit of a scare.
A what? Like it. Brown sugar. Was my nickname in high school? No, it wasn't.
What? Was it really?
No.
Oh, okay. I was ready to go down that
No,
river.
it wasn't.
Right.
Okay. So, sugar added to your butter, and you're gonna just cream it together.
Yeah.
Magic happens when you add your sugar to your butter. You'll see the butter's gonna start lightening in color, and your sugar's gonna start dissolving.
Yeah.
So you're gonna keep on going probably about for 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Until you kind of really feel that the grains of the sugar have broken down.
Good stuff.
Then we're gonna go in with our eggs. Okay?
4 of them.
Four
I just
of
want to
them.
just be encouraging to those who might not have a fancy, mixer like we have in the kitchen here. You know, if you feel like trying out this cake, get a spatula and get in there with the elbow grease. You know, it'll give you a great workout for the shoulders as well. You'll burn some calories while you do it.
For sure.
Make it. Try it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the original video that I did for this cake, I actually did it by hand.
Yeah.
And it does take about almost 10 minutes.
That's all right.
But then, you, like you said, you just.
Look at that. It's absolutely.
You think Ryle gets his muscles from the workouts? Nah.
What do you know?
Ryle cooks in the kitchen with me. That's why Manny's jacked. True story. True story.
Mans has been making cakes.
He's been making cakes. Okay, cool. In goes the eggs, a little bit of vanilla in there. These are the stories, guys. This is the truth. Vanilla going in, and we're gonna mix this together.
Okay, good stuff. And meanwhile, the chocolate is melting.
It's doing its thing.
The coffee's being infused. The cocoa's dancing within the coffee and the chocolate. It's gonna be a beautiful marriage.
It's gonna be absolutely amazing. So I'm actually gonna check on it now, and it has done its thing.
Look at that.
It started melting, which is exactly what we want.
You could basically pour that into a cup and drink it right now. That'd be
can.
like the most delicate and delectable, decadent
absolutely.
hot chocolate ever.
Okay, baking powder and bicarbonate of soda, also important with devil's food cake. It gives it the body, that lift. That's also the difference between a normal chocolate cake. So we're gonna add half of that.
Of it, yeah.
Actually, I was wrong. I was supposed to add the chocolate mixture, but you know what? We just go.
Okay, it's okay. It all
okay.
works out beautifully at the end.
Mix, mix, mix.
By the way, you can catch this recipe on our website, expressoshow.com. Hey, Father's Day is coming around. You might want to try this cake for
sure.
Father's Day. How about that?
For sure. Oh, you don't know about this new rule?
What?
If it's delicious and brown, we have to get down.
Yeah?
Mr. DJ, can I please get some music while I pour my chocolate mixture into my cake?
Don't even lie.
Oh, yeah.
Yo.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, if it's delicious and brown, then we must get down. What happened? What's going on with the shots? The
You
shots
don't
are
know.
hey, what is going on right now? I'm liking this show. I like this show a lot. I like this show. More of it, please.
More of it. Okay. Half the flour went in. You don't know about this new rule?
Yo.
We've changed things so dramatically.
This is so deep right now.
It is. Okay, half the flour, now the other half went in. Secret ingredient,
Cream.
sour cream.
Sour cream, not just cream, but sour cream. Why?
Also, sour cream and chocolate. People don't know this. It goes so well together. The acidity in the sour cream makes you taste the chocolate even more.
Wow.
And to our cake, it's gonna add moisture.
It's beautiful because, like, if you think about it, like from a biological point of view, you know, when that sour cream hits your tongue, it just goes, "Hey, wake up!"
Exactly.
It goes, "Hey, wake up!" And then by that time, when the taste buds are like, "Ah!" then the chocolate goes, "Hey!" And then, then it's delicious and brown. And then what do?
We get down. But not yet, not yet, not yet. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming.
It's amazing.
Okay, so we mix, get it all in there. Make sure you don't have any lumps, okay? Don't wear black, don't wear black. Okay, I'm probably gonna have some lumps, but I need to get this. I need to get this in the baking tin. I need to get it in the baking tin.
So what would you have done in order not to get lumps? Mixed for a longer period of time? That's
mix,
be more
and then
patient.
get your spatula, lift from the bottom, and then keep on mixing, keep on mixing. Fast forward. Let me get our baking tin. It's going down. It's brown. It's going down. So Mr. DJ can hit it one more time. One more time as I fill the cake pan.
What is going on right now? Oh my goodness. What is this shot? Oh, what? I like this show so much.
Yeah.
If it's delicious and brown, then we must
get down. All right.
That's the hook right there.
It's how we do things in the kitchen now. In the corner of your screen, there should be an
what's
age
happening right now in my lifetime. This is incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
Which is what we do. We do.
This
Okay.
is gonna go into the oven.
What I love about this cake is that it bakes for 30 minutes for a nice dense cake.
Yeah.
The longer you cook it, it's gonna be like a more aerated.
Yeah.
We want a very like fudgy, dense kind of cake. 30 minutes is all you need.
What's the secret to getting your cake moist? If you want a moist cake, so that when you cut it, that those cross sections, you can literally see just the mere it's dense and there's like a little sheen, a little gloss of moisture.
It's about how much fat and flour you use. More dense, you want more fat. You want a more cakey cake, add more flour. We're going for the middle. We're meeting in the middle with this one. Yeah.
Beautiful stuff, man. Listen,
so you like our music?
I appreciate you so much right now. Father's Day will never be the same. Try it out, make this cake. Hey, even just for fun over the weekend, try it out. Find you somebody who's got a cool playlist on the side, and then drop your delicious and brown get down line, and then, you know, you do your thing. It's going to be amazing. The website, expressoshow.com, has this wonderful recipe. And of course, remember that you can still be part of the Gift of the Givers and Woolies collaboration, filling a bag by scanning the QR code on the screen. By doing that, for as little as 10 Rand donation, you can help to feed someone 3 meals for a day. And we're trying to fill as many bags as possible so that we can impact the lives of those that have been impacted by COVID-19, of course. And go to woolworths.co.za/together we will to make a daily difference. Chef Clem, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. Now, singing sensation Noza joins us this morning to talk about Games Virtual Music Festival, Beat the Winter Blues, that is supporting local artists by bringing their music directly to the fans. Now, music artists understand, of course, the new normal that is very tough on both them and their fans right now. And so to make things easier, many musicians are streaming live performances from their homes. So let's find out how we can support the South African music industry during COVID-19. Noza, so good to have you with us this morning. How are you?
Morning. I'm good. You know, I was busy this morning trying to figure out how do I say I feel. I'm actually good. I'm happy. How are you guys doing?
Very well.
We are very well, and also we are so excited for your online performance this evening. What time exactly and where can we stream the performance?
It's actually at 7 p.m. and you can just log into Game Facebook Live and voila, we are there and cooking.
And talk to me about, how it feels to be part of this campaign that is making gigs and performances possible for musicians and allow you to do what you do. How does that feel?
It's been so exciting to be actually part of something musical, but also I can't even tell you, like my heart is just passing because I haven't been able to send out my music to people. Other people had a chance to do their own online shows, but it's not so easy because you want to have the feel of your keyboardist, of your guitarist, and now that we have the opportunity to do so, it's been such a blessing, and I cannot be more grateful for the opportunity.
Everyone is talking about streaming. Live streaming, watching performances live on Instagram or on Facebook, for example. How valuable is this for you and your band right now?
You know, we have been battling with a lot around this time. Finances, not knowing how to feel at this time. So never mind the fact that it has a huge financial impact, but also with trying to figure out how do we actually come out with ideas on how to get out of our financial problems at the moment, and also how to get out of our heads, because nobody said to us this thing is coming through and this is how you should act, this is how you should feel. This opportunity has had us feeling like, you know, I'm finally getting out of this. There's hope that we are actually getting out of this whole situation. It feels like we're coming back to life. We're coming back to our old exciting moments where we can feel.
Yeah, those emotions are finding new life again after so long lying dormant. And we've been lucky enough to witness you performing live on the show. So talk to me about what fans can expect from your online performances or your performance this evening, and how are you going to be shaping that performance to keep them interested? Because this is now, otherwise, it's a new medium for you to connect with them. And as you've just rightly said, to have them feel you as an artist. What can they expect?
Yeah, I'm so excited, Kat, because I'm usually with a big band. As everybody knows, we can't have big bands in the same room and all that. But this time around, I'm coming through with just my pianist and my backing singer. There's going to be a lot of melodies. There's going to be a lot of harmonies between the two of us. We want to bring you guys a Noza that you've never seen before. We want to bring you an energy that will heal you, an energy that will bring you hope. One of the songs that I've wrote through this time was that ndizokubhalela ingoma ezokuthutuzela, and that will give you hope, and just soothe your heart with melodies and harmonies, and just soothe your heart with the most heartwarming vibe that we want to bring to the people. So that's what we want to bring in. We want to give you something that you can't get in a full band, but also you don't feel that you are missing the band.
It sounds really exciting and so warm, and I can't wait to witness that. I know that a lot of people during this time, artists rather, out there are including more than just their performances. They include interviews and insights into how they go about creating their work. What have been some of your insights creating at home during this time?
We've been, on my part, I've been writing through a very hard time. I've never felt that in my life that I had this dark cloud that would hang around my head. I've tapped into a person that I never thought I would be before, where I had to console myself, where I had to sit and be my own counselor alone at home at a time like this. So in a way, what we are bringing out to the people now is way different than what we had before, because we have experienced something that not in a million years anyone has thought of. The heavy hearts, and also we've tapped into so many things in our lives now. We've turned into chefs. We've turned into people that we've never thought that we could be, because we're always surrounded by people. We were always surrounded by all these amazing energies, and now we had to tap into ourselves, our souls, and search for a person that you've never met before. This is the time that has never come before, but we face it because it is here. And what happens after this? So what we have been doing at home and sharing all the messages to other musicians, other artists in the whole art industry, is that what we had before has been bigger than life, and what we're about to bring out to the people is even bigger than we've brought it ever in our lives.
You found a way of beating the winter blues, no doubt. Your convictions and your message is very strong, it's steadfast, and I think that's a message that everybody can really tap into and find newness in themselves during this time. So thank you very much for sharing that with us.
Thank you so much, guys. Tonight, I hope all of you are going to tap in and have a good time. And I'm so grateful for you guys. And just one more message that I would like to send to everyone out there. This is the time to connect with ourselves, and this is the time to know what we're about. And this time has been hard to everyone, but we love you all, and we just want to make sure that you all are safe. This is not the time to complain about being home. This is not the time to complain about what you don't have, but be grateful for everything else that is going right at this hard time.
That's a beautiful message indeed. Doesn't it feel beautiful just to be told that you're loved as well at the end of the day? We don't say that often enough to each other. So thank you very much to you, Noza. Now, the Beat the Winter Blues Virtual Music Festival is how Game gives back to the people who drive the music industry and make music possible, the artists out there.
Now be sure to stream Noza's traditional African fusion performance this evening at 7 p.m. on Game's Facebook page. You do not want to miss this one.
Now, of course, if you're starting to feel the winter blues a little bit, it's time to warm up, because we want to know what you'd buy from Game to beat the winter blues this season. So share your thoughts with us on our Facebook post with the hashtag #GotGame and hashtag #WinterBlues to stand a chance to win a 1,000 Rand Game Stores voucher. T's and C's to the competition can be found on our website, expressoshow.com, and the competition runs until the 19th of June.
And remember, Game Store's opening hours on Monday to Friday from 9 to 6, Saturday from 9 to 5, and on Sundays and public holidays from 9 to 4.
Now, this week, the South African Weather Service warned us of severe weather conditions hitting most parts of the country. And with incredibly cold and windy conditions, one of the ways to warm up during this cold front is, well, we're facing it and it's keeping moving. And it's exactly what we'll be doing this morning with our fitness segment. So beat the winter blues with this Friday dance fitness routine, which will offer you another full body workout. And it's the perfect start to yet another toasty weekend for the most of us. And once again, guys, as you can see, I got my dance crew with me. We have made it. We are
right behind you, buddy. We're right behind you, bro.
All right, guys, so we are having a special time here in the studio. We're going to dance, of course. It's Friday. We're getting straight into the swing of things, and we've got 4 lower body dance moves, and then we're gonna throw it upstairs and finish it off with 4 upper body dance moves as well. All right, guys? So as we do on a Friday, we're gonna send it off into the weekend. We got a 4-beat count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're starting with the step first. Okay, guys.
Let's go.
So you're starting with the step first. 2, 3, 4 outside. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go again. Yep. That's your first move. Nice and simple. 3, 4. All right. Now the next one, we're gonna step a little bit to the opposite side. So we're gonna step outside, outside. Yeah. Outside. Yeah. Are we doing crew? Outside? Yeah. Outside. Yeah. All right, so that's our first 2 moves. How are we doing back here, guys? We all good?
We're good. We're in it.
How are you guys doing? I hope you're all good. I hope you're following. I hope you're joining in. So that's our first 2 moves. Getting a little bit more technical now. We'll start with the next 2 foot sequences. All right, so
Bring on the technical.
Bring on the technical, says Tubbs. Guys, keep your eyes on Tubbs. He's like first class in our crew. We're all trying to match up to him. So he's our Beyonce. So what we're gonna do now is it's a bit of a slide. So what you do is you're sliding, and then you look where you came from. And then you slide, and then you look where you came from. All right, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, man. Lovely stuff, people. All right, last move coming up now. This is quite a tricky one. It's a step over. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How are we doing? Step over. Tubbs, you got this, bro. I know you got this.
I'll sit this one out.
I know you got this, brother. All right, guys, so this is the last footwork that we're doing. You can put some swag into it if you want, and then we're gonna take it back to the beginning, and we're gonna throw some hand movements in. How are we feeling, guys? How are we doing? You feel I'm warm as well.
I do feel
so let's
warm.
try this. Let's try and put all the footwork sequences together before we move over to putting some swag into the upper body. Right, so we'll go for a 4 count and then move over to the next step, onto the next, onto the next. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're moving over to our next sequence. You guys ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Let's go now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step out. 1. Oops, oops, oops.
Whoa,
Okay, from the top. All right, we got this. 3, 4, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go outside. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Now we got to step out. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2. Now slide out. Slide, watch, slide, watch, slide, watch. Now step over. Yeah. Yeah. Woo, okay. We're feeling good. It's looking good, guys. It's looking good.
After this, if the people asking me out on dates are watching this show, they'll never ask me out. It's over for my dating life.
I think they will, Tubbs. I think everybody... I'm pretty sure everybody out there is going to want to dance with us after this, especially you guys at home. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do it one more time from the top, and we're going to throw some arm movements into it now. Throw some swag. You guys can get creative with it as well. I like to be all over the top, throwing my hands out. So exaggerate your claps, exaggerate your movements, and more importantly, exaggerate your swag. All right? How are you feeling, guys? Yeah. You ready? You ready? So 2 counts of 4. 2, 3, 4. Da, da. Let's go now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now we're stepping out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now we're sliding. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Step over. Yeah. Let's go again, guys. 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step out. Step out. Step out. Step out. Now we got the slide. Yeah. Now let's step over. Yeah. Keep it easy. Keep it smooth. Keep that swag. Yeah. Yes, people! Oh, I absolutely love it out here. pressure in the studio. I hope you guys did too. Let us know what cool dance moves you guys have to throw into this. But of course, guys, my dance crew, you guys have been amazing. Give them a round of applause, everybody. Absolute magic in the studio. Have an epic day, guys. We'll see you afterwards for another live session. We'll be going through this workout. But wow, worked up a switch here, yeah? Friday Dance is officially back. We will see you there next week. It's on.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We are all certainly very well aware of the impact that the COVID-19 pandemic has had globally, but thankfully organizations like Woolworths and the incredible gift of the givers are uniting to fight hunger, helping those who are desperately in need at this moment, and creating a platform where we can also get involved as well.
We love it. Now, to update us on how things are going on the ground with the Fill a Bag campaign, we're joined by Gift of the Givers project manager. It's Ali Sablé. Ali, thank you so much for making the time this morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you guys out there in the studio and to the viewers as well.
As always, every time we connect with you guys, we say thank you for the work that you're doing, because once again, you've really put your hand up. I think Gift of the Givers, very well known here in South Africa for providing relief in the most dire of crisis situations. Can you tell us exactly why this time round you chose to partner with Woolworths on their Fill a Bag campaign? Why this particular avenue to provide relief during the pandemic?
Okay, Gift of the Givers has had a great relationship with Woolworths over these years. Woolworths has supported many of our disaster campaigns throughout the years. So we were quite thrilled and excited when they approached us to join them in their efforts and the initiatives towards this pandemic. As we know, these care packs is one of 4 projects Gift of the Givers is involved with Woolworths. Woolworths was one of the first corporates who came on board to provide PPE kits for the healthcare workers in the front line. And then, of course, we started with the Fill a Bag campaign. And then now, lately, Gift of the Givers, as Woolworths has partnered Gift of the Givers in providing linen to field hospitals, as well as shoes to the healthcare workers. What makes this partnership unique is that our values are aligned.
Let's talk about these handouts. Yes, the values are aligned, and it's certainly about touching communities across the country who are affected in different ways. But where exactly do these care bags go, and how often do you do these handouts?
I must say, there's a lot of care goes into these care bags. When they told us what they're putting into the food parcels, we were quite excited to get involved and for the recipients to see. So the areas we've chosen is the poorest of the poor. We were quite excited to get it started off in Crossroads in Younger. When we came to, we started with 300 food parcels in Crossroads, and we were assisted by the South African Police Service. Up till then, no aid has come into that area. As we know, people are quite scared into working in these kind of areas, but we love it. When the truck pulled up, and people came there very tired. It was the elderly people, the physically challenged people. But the excitement and the smiles when the truck doors open, and for them to see the care bags being offloaded, and there's just one bag after another bag, and the joy and excitement on their faces is priceless. So we started off in Crossroads, then we moved to Langa. As we know, the COVID-19 is spreading quite rapidly there. People are being put off from work, and these Langa being one of the oldest townships in Cape Town with a high unemployment rate as well. And then we moved into Fruitiesville, Stellenbosch, on the Cape Winelands, also underprivileged area. And we did many other areas in the Eastern Cape, Williamstown, Perry, Johannesburg. And now recently, this Friday past, we did Amstelhof in Paarl, and of course, Reiterwag in Cape Town.
So we know that you've got quite an extensive rollout planned as you build towards that proposed 1 million meals. Before we get onto that target, what's next? Where are you guys heading out to next? What communities stand to benefit?
Okay, we are heading out to Johannesburg on the 16th of June with the Woolworths team for Youth Day. We will be handing over to the recipients 1,000 care packs.
Wow.
And then, of course, we will be going to KZN, either the end of June or the first week of July, to hand out another 1,000 to the residents of KZN.
We had a chat with Woolworths CEO Zaida Rylands, who told us that the target to this campaign is to be able to give 1 million meals.
Wow.
How are you feeling about that target?
I find it very optimistic because during this pandemic, we saw a spirit of Ubuntu overflowing among South Africans. And if you look at it for a simple 10 rand, you're providing one person 3 meals a day. So we urge South Africans to get involved in this campaign. It's a very fulfilling campaign. And if you can provide a little bit more than 10 rand, you'll be saving thousands of people of having something to eat. As we know, winter months is happening throughout the country now. There are many more hungry people. People that had jobs before are unemployed. They are dependent on these handouts. We know there's people who love to have these care packs and they need it. You can see the excitement and the enjoyment of them when they receive these care packs. They cannot thank you enough. And we urge South Africans, the spirit of Ubuntu is overflowing. We ask them to keep that spirit burning and to make sure that fellow South Africans can have a bit of ease. As we know, working in these townships, people were telling us they weren't so much scared of giving COVID-19. They were more afraid of dying of hunger. And we literally see the difference these care packs has made.
Thank you for putting that into perspective. Thank you for going into those areas where, as you say, few people will go, and for addressing a clearly very, very desperate need. Massive thank you, Ali, for taking a little time out of a very busy schedule to talk to us, give us an idea of what our collective efforts are translating into. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to share one picture with you guys. That was the first care pack we've done in Crossroads. After the distribution was done, there was about 20 households we had to do. The story about that lady, we handed over the food parcel. She clung onto the bag for 5 minutes and she dropped into the chair, crying uncontrollably. She then asked us to look at the fridge. The electricity of the fridge was off. There was no food in the fridge. The cupboards were empty. She's on chronic medication. What she does, she saves 2 slices of bread every day to eat so that when she takes a chronic medication, she has something to eat. And when she received this care pack, she was sobbing uncontrollably and she was saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. So the South Africans, this is the difference you guys are making in the lives of the underprivileged there, and we thank you.
Well, we thank you again, Ali. All it takes is 10 rand to provide 3 square meals for one day. It's clear to see that even the smallest contributions make a very big difference, and every little bit helps. So making a difference is likely as simple as donating via SnapScan, using your banking app, or just doing an EFT. We know these modes, and you can visit woolworths.co.za/togetherwewillll, and then be the change you want to see in the world around you and lend a helping hand to those in need.
Thank you, thank you.
It's so clear and evident that together we can make a difference. So far, Woolies has managed to raise 844,321 rand, thanks to your collective effort, South Africa. That deserves just a round of applause.
This means 1,361 bags donated and 286,210 meals out of their 1 million meals goal have been donated. Another one, everybody. This is massive. This is big. Now, a huge thank you to Ali for taking time out of his extremely important schedule to chat with us this morning, and to you, South Africa, for your continuous generosity and spirit.
Thank you so much to everyone who has donated. Let's keep those donations coming thick and fast. In fact, you can do it this weekend while you sit back and watch a little bit of sport. It's back, baby. For months now, we have been left dazed and confused, wondering what to do, going through withdrawal because we haven't had sports to watch. But of course, this weekend, we've got Super Rugby, Aotearoa kicking off in New Zealand. We've got the return of La Liga, which means I get to reconnect with one of the coolest human beings on the planet, Ashfaq Mohammed. A very good morning, sir. How are you, my brother?
How are you, my groom? You're cool.
Oh, I'm so good, man, and all the better for connecting with you and seeing you again. It's been an unbelievable trial for us as the sports fans. I can't believe what the actual sportsmen and women have been going through during this patch, but we've arrived at that moment where sport returns, and it's happening. I almost don't want to believe it, but it's happening this weekend. Of course, New Zealand, one of the first countries to move through the COVID-19 crisis to a point where they can actually safely start playing sport. So they've readjusted the Super Rugby format to include all of their local franchises. And it is so called, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Super Rugby Aotearoa. Is that right?
Almost G, Aotearoa.
Oh, I love that. And that's the Maori for New Zealand.
Yes.
So break it down for us. How is the competition actually going to work, and what are your expectations?
Yeah, it's so exciting to see rugby back on the pitch, especially with the New Zealand teams. You know, they always deliver high level of rugby, always exciting. They try and score tries, and also New Zealand going to level 1 of their lockdowns. They're gonna have fans as well at the stadium, so that's also another exciting aspect compared to you know, we've seen some of the soccer leagues now starting without crowds, you know, behind closed doors. So that will add an element as well to the play. Also, in terms of the rules, they've added 2 significant ones just for this competition, where if the scores are deadlocked at full time, they're going to play a golden point sort of situation for 10 minutes. Like in soccer, sometimes we have the golden goal,
for sure,
where the first team who scores will win the game after the full time. So that's an additional one. And also with the red card, if a player is sent off with a red card, the team will be able to replace him after 20 minutes. So that will also sort of neutralize some of that, because often when a player is sent off early in the game, it ends the game in terms of the result. Where the 15 players always win. So yeah, that's going to be 2 exciting innovations.
Very exciting. I think it's going to bring a lot to the game. Let's talk about one very big story that emerged this week. The return of a certain 38-year-old retired, at least from international football, Dan Carter. He's back and he's at the Blues.
Yeah, the master fly, you know, won World Cups with the All Blacks, and he's moved back to Auckland now, having played in Japan for a number of years, and he wasn't really looking for something, but suddenly the Blues lost one of their players, Steven Perofeta, as a fly-off, and they're looking around, and Leon McDonald, their coach, just gave his old teammate Dan Carter a call and said, would you want to come play some footy? And he was up for it. So I think Dan will still, take a few weeks to be fully fit, because he only recently come back to New Zealand, so he may not play this week. I don't think he's playing this weekend, but still a very exciting match between the Hurricanes and the Blues at Eden Park. They sold over 35,000 tickets already.
Wow.
And one of the Barrett brothers at least will be on show, Bowden Barrett, who's now moved to the Blues, having played for the Hurricanes all the years. So unfortunately, he won't play against his brother Jordy, who plays for the Hurricanes, but he's injured at the moment. But still going to be an exciting game.
And then, of course, something that happened during the break that stood out that's worth mentioning, of course, is Sam Cane, who has been a phenomenal hooker for some time now, getting the nod as the All Blacks skipper. Obviously, I think he's still battling with injury, so we won't see him on the pitch. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah. In a few weeks, I think he's got a back problem, but he should be back in a few weeks. But yeah, big call by the new All Black coach Ian Foster as well. Many felt that Sam Whitelock, the great number 5 from the All Blacks, would have got the nod as the captain. But with him playing, he was going to go to Japan, or he was in Japan for a while. I felt that Sam Cane playing for the Chiefs was the man to do the job. And of course, Ian Foster originally coached the Chiefs in Super Rugby, so perhaps that connection got Sam Cane the nod.
Certainly a worthy man to take over at the helm. And of course, I would say probably the Crusaders going into this with their bye this weekend, probably the tournament favourites, 10-time Super Rugby winners. That puts them in good stead. But let's shift very quickly before we run out of time to La Liga. Footy is back as well. Mallorca, Barcelona, probably the standout fixture for me. What are you expecting from football? This will be done behind closed doors. Is that going to be make a big difference for the players? What are you anticipating from the new normal in football?
Yeah, I think it will take time for the players to adjust. It might feel like a training session initially, but once they realize that there are points at stake here, I think there are only 11 matches left in the La Liga. Sevilla won last night, so they are sort of entrenched in third spot. But of course, it's between Barcelona and Real Madrid for the title. Barca leading by 2 points with 11 games to go. So really thrilling run to the title. Normally one or the other dominates, but this time they're really going at each other. So it depends also on injuries and how guys are able to regain their fitness in time for the matches. But perhaps initially will be a bit slow going, but then you'll see towards the end picking up pace.
Well, great to see Real Madrid back in the mix there after the tumultuous season that they have had in the past. Ash, so good to connect with you, my friend. Cannot wait to do this with you every Monday, every Friday as we return to some sort of new normal. But enjoy, I know for you it means more than most, enjoy soaking up all of the sport this weekend. You've earned it, buddy.
Thanks, man. Hopefully South African rugby teams are back soon as well.
Counting the seconds, and that's a wrap of your weekend preview of sport. Let's see what other news headlines are worth tracking.
Well, it's 2 minutes past 8 o'clock on this Friday morning. Let's take one last look at the news headlines. On the national news front, 31 schools across the Eastern Cape, mostly in Buffalo City, have been closed after 15 teachers, 3 learners and 2 non-teaching staff tested positive for COVID-19. The Department of Education said some schools were closed for cleansing and tracing. Meanwhile, at least 5 schools were closed in KZN due to COVID-19 cases this week. The department says the 3 schools in the Umlazi area have since been disinfected and are ready to receive learners again. The other schools will reopen once the disinfection process is complete. In other news, Parliament's Police Portfolio Committee has approved the notice by Police Minister Bheki Cele to have a new firearm amnesty period ending early next year. Cele asked for a second amnesty period because the lockdown prevented many people from handing in their firearms. Now, the previous amnesty was valid from December 2019 to the end of May. And during this time, 19,000 weapons were handed in. Gun owners who handed in guns whose licenses have expired can then reapply for new licenses to be issued. On the international news front, a top U.S. military officer says he was wrong to have joined President Donald Trump during his controversial walk to a damaged church near the White House last week. General Mark Milley said it created a perception of the military being involved in domestic politics. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff was speaking in a video for a National Defense University commencement ceremony. Milley said the military should always be apolitical and added that he was outraged at the senseless, brutal killing of George Floyd. Now, the World Health Organization yesterday said the major challenge on the African continent remains the availability of test kits. It added that there was no indication that severe cases and deaths were being missed. 10 countries are driving Africa's epidemic, accounting for 75% of the some 207,600 cases on the continent, with 5,000 deaths reported. Now, this accounts for less than 3% of the global total. A factor which may have so far limited the spread of the virus is that Africa's population is relatively youthful, the World Health Organization said. And now, joyous news from Tula Tula Private Game Reserve. Baby rhino named Busiswe, which means blessing in isiZulu, is alive and well and thriving, and had its very first mud bath at the Tula Tula Private Game Reserve in KZN this week. Now, Busiswe, or Sisi for short, is the first rhino baby born on former Zulu royal land in over a century and has been described as a blessing in this critical time. Proud mama Mona gave birth to Cece just before the lockdown in March, and the event was an enormous surprise as nobody at the reserve knew that she was pregnant. Now, she had been relocated to Tula Tula in May of last year. In a video the reserve posted, Mona can be seen peacefully grazing when suddenly an energetic Cece comes screeching around the corner and races toward a pool of mud with an enthusiasm possessed only by the young ones. The folks at Tula Tula were ecstatic. This is the first video in which we could clearly see our little bundle of joy, was their joyous comment. And we wish Mona and Cece a happy and safe life in beautiful KwaZulu-Natal. And now turning our gaze to the world of entertainment this morning, the ongoing protests for police reform have seen many small steps towards progress being taken, and this has resulted in the cancellation or removal of some problematic shows or the people involved in them. Now, in big news yesterday, American country music group Lady Antebellum announced that they are dropping the Antebellum from their name and are now going by just Lady A. The word antebellum means before the war, and in America it is widely used to note the time before the American Civil War. The band said that they've taken some time to learn about injustices, inequality, and the biases that black men and women have faced historically and still do today. Their decision came after personal reflection and conversations with their black friends and colleagues. And they explained that when they started 14 years ago, they drew inspiration from the antebellum-style home where they took their first photos, as it reminded them of all of the music born in the American South. Now, they are now regretful and embarrassed to admit that they didn't consider the associations that weigh the word down, including the slavery that was still very much alive at the time. I guess we are all encouraged and inspired by the incremental change brought by this incredible movement all throughout the world. Well, that's all that we have for you for the news on this Friday morning. I hope it's going to be an absolutely fantastic one. Stick around to your Feel Good Breakfast show.
So I'm chatting to Umalume Musa here. He's owned a small clothing factory for years now, and he's always inspired me with his success. But like a lot of businesses, this lockdown's hit him hard. So he spoke to his banker, and they've put together a tailor-made relief solution for him to help his business and his people get through this. Making your bank your business partner, that's a habit worth keeping.
Welcome back, all you beautiful people, right here to your Feel Good Breakfast show on SABC3. We're talking all about giving back, and there are so many people without food at the moment in this bitterly cold weather. Woolies has made a plan to help and is distributing food care packs to families in need. Now, each bag is filled with a balance of protein, some fresh fruit, vegetables, and other staples, as well as hygiene products to help curb the spread of COVID-19. Now, for as little as 10 Rand, you can provide one person with 3 meals for a day. All you have to do is just scan the QR code on screen using the Snap Scan app or your banking app on your mobile phone to donate today. It is up to you how much you'd like to contribute towards filling a bag any donation will help and will make a big difference. But for as little as 10 Rand, you can make that difference. But of course, we are back in the kitchen as well. Earlier on, we baked the most delicious chocolate cake ever, everybody. And when I say we, I mean Chef Clem and Kat. But we know that you have that secret wish to decorate a cake like a cake boss. Well, stand by, because our cake boss, Chef Clem, is teaching us how to whip up a chocolatey frosting and using Woolies chocolates to create a real showstopper. You know what? I get nervous every time they mention cake and Chef Clem in one sentence, because I know what you did with G's birthday. That was next level.
Oh, my word.
So for you to create something again today, I'm already putting it in my calorie count. What?
It's like, I don't know, I kind of feel like every cake we make has to be a challenge. It has to be better and better and better and better, and I think today's cake is going to be better.
Doesn't mean you're better, you're taller.
Just because they're taller doesn't mean they're better. But this one it's ultra decadent. What's making it even more decadent is the fact that we're using these amazing chocolates. We've spoken about the box chocolates before, like the hazelnut one we actually used in a recipe in that cupcake, the hidden center. It was absolutely amazing. But then they got the cherry liqueur one as well now. I mean, cherry liqueur and chocolate, we know go so well together. And then we got the triple chocolate mix, which is the white, the milk, and the dark chocolate in the box. There's like, life is like a box of chocolates, but at least you know you can get every single one of them at Woolies. It's absolutely, absolutely amazing. Then,
dun, 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 dun.
Chuckles. Like, I've got a friend who's a photographer. She's obsessed with Chuckles. Like, she cannot get enough. She actually has to get someone to hide it from her because she's so into it. And then Woolies goes and comes up with these two new ones. There's the two coconut ones.
Coconut.
They are delicious. So we're actually gonna use a bit of these on the cake for the decoration. Are you ready?
I don't know if I'm ready, but I better or not. Here we go.
It's happening. So the cream going in. The thing with the cream is make sure your cream is as cold as possible. When a cream is nice and cold, it'll actually whip up really, really easily instead of you standing there and just spending a lot of time trying to get it to thicken. We're using icing sugar and cocoa.
I'm in love with a cocoa.
Nicole opened the packet for me before the segment. Do you see how I was struggling in the first segment to open the bag? Nicole.
What would you do without Nicole?
I don't know.
I don't know. To give a slice of.
She gets the whole cake.
She gets the whole cake.
She gets the whole cake. She gets the whole cake. Okay, cool. So now step back.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
I'm very proud of you though, because you're not missing too much.
That was fine. I thought it was going to go everywhere. But you were telling me about the snow in Ceres.
So actually, the funny thing is, yesterday, there was snow fall in Ceres, and we actually got some footage from Issa Alexander, which is a Times live photographer, who posted this video of the snowflake in Ceres. I think we should actually take a look at this, because, I mean, it is insane what is happening right now.
What?
Look at that.
Okay, I want to ask a question, and you guys are going to be like, leave them alone, but I'm asking because I really want to know. What's happening in Sutherland?
Wow, it's again you and Sutherland.
I love Sutherland. Sutherland, maybe you can let us know on social media. What's the weather like right now? Is it snowing there? It must be so cold. So Sutherland, contact us on social media. What's happening? I want to know.
Don't contact us. Please just contact Chef Clem.
And the mayor of Sutherland.
Only Chef Clem wants to know. The mayor of Sutherland.
Mayor Sutherland, myself, and numbers 082. No, but we will talk. I'm going to Sutherland, guys. I'm going to Sutherland.
I want to go to Ceres because I want to play in the snow and I want to be like living my best life, make snow angels and do all of that.
It's amazing. I've never been in snow.
Ever?
Yeah, like it's so weird. My fiance, she spent 6 months in Scotland in winter, and like every day you step out, it's like snow. And me, I'm in Africa. Like, nah, we don't know that.
No, we don't.
But then you find out, actually, wait, in Africa we do. Like Ceres, and in Sutherland, it's amazing. So I can't wait to start exploring. Legit, I want to be in Sutherland with the snow. It's happening. So call me.
What is your obsession with Sutherland?
I just, you know, you always hear about Sutherland, and then when you actually start seeing visuals of how beautiful it is, and you find out about the people, and you're like, oh my word, how can I call myself a South African when I haven't even like been up the road to like, it's happening, it's happening. Okay, cool. But now Sutherland wants to see this cake. So we made 2 halves of the batter. What I do is I always turn my cake upside down, so you see the flat side, and it's easier to work with. So this is our beautiful, beautiful icing. All it was cocoa, icing sugar, and cream. The longer you let this sit, the more the color's gonna change. It's gonna become deep, dark, and decadent. So don't worry if you're thinking, oh my word, there's not enough cocoa. Watch what happens after 5 minutes. Okay. So you can whip it up a lot thicker if you want. I'm gonna be a bit naughty and leave it a bit runny, so it's gonna...
So that you can do this afterwards.
No.
You wanna...
It's delicious and brown.
Wow. Wow. What is happening right now? I don't even know what... I I think something's happening to Kat as well. Like, it's just taking over the body. That music just does.
It is. It is.
Like
oh
this
my
cake is gonna
goodness.
do to all of us.
I can't repeat what okay, never mind. I won't say it. Anyway, next one. Your second layer goes on top again.
Upside down.
Upside down. I like working with it upside down because that flat surface just makes the cake look better, and it's just your whatever you add on top just sits better on top of the cake. It's so. Oh, I didn't even have to ask for it that time. It just happened.
Sad as falling, baby. We sat alone.
Oh my goodness.
Ow!
There we go. Okay. That's amazing. That's amazing. I actually got a WhatsApp from my fiance being like, you are bringing chocolate cake home, right? I mean, yes, bringing it home.
You first have to get past all of us first getting a half of this before you actually get to take it home. But maybe we'll see. We'll see what
No, she'll definitely be getting some.
Okay. So that's the coconut chuckles going in.
Coconut chuckles. And guys, if you haven't tried the coconut chuckles, go and get some. It's so good. It's so delicious. And then I've spoken about this guy. If you don't have one of these at home, get it. Take some chocolate. And all you got to do is that.
Wow.
It might be raining outside, but it's raining chocolate in the studio. What do you think about the cake? South Africa.
I don't even know what to say. My mouth is salivating right now because this is the next level of cake. Celebrate! And of course, if you missed out any of these steps, you can go to expressoshow.com to get your hands on every single layer of this chocolate cake.
Can you play us out with the sexy music?
Here we go.
Thank you. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
By now, you guys should know how much we love our animals on this show, and we recently covered quite an incredible story on a 210-kilogram Western lowland gorilla that was transported from the Johannesburg Zoo to Pretoria University's Faculty of Veterinary Science for a CT scan that unfortunately revealed several tumors obstructing its nasal passageway. Well, the 34-year-old male gorilla named Makoko has since returned to the zoo and is awaiting his surgery in July.
I think it's such an incredible story. But we've got Dr. Chrisen Pillay, the Johannesburg Zoo vet who's been treating Makoko's joints, and he joins us on the line to give us an update on his condition. Dr. Pillay, good morning. Thank you so much for your time.
Hi, colleagues. It's good to be here.
So how's Makoko currently doing over there?
You know, so he has no recollection that he's made history. You know, one of the first gorillas to fly asleep in a helicopter. You know, he's recovered well from his procedure and from his flight to the University of Pretoria. he was actually transported back to his enclosure on the same day. He had a nice, good wake up. But the next morning, he was eating his usual breakfast. So he's back. He's nice and calm. He's relaxed. He's had no negative effects from this ordeal. And he's interacting well with these keepers at the zoo.
So let's go back a few steps. How long had you been concerned about Makoko, and what made you realize that there could be something, an underlying issue that was possibly a bit more serious behind those nasal blockages?
So since December last year, we noticed that Makoko was showing these signs of a chronic nasal discharge. Our veterinary team at the zoo diagnosed this, and we started him on conservative medical interventions. So, that included culture-directed antibiotic therapy, nasal decongestants, nebulization, all these sorts of therapies as well. And what we noticed is that he would improve, his symptoms would disappear. However, once treatment was stopped, these symptoms would reoccur. At this time. And then this led us to believe that there's something more serious underlying this nasal discharge, which is causing these symptoms. That made it necessary for us to act and to actually conduct a complete physical or health examination on him.
So you've got a scheduled surgery now, obviously, that you've planned. When is it planned to happen, and how long is the anticipated recovery period once that's done?
So at this point, we're busy in the prep stages. He had his first procedure on the 20th of May at the zoo. And then on the 6th of June, he had his airlift to Pretoria for his CT scan. So what we've been trying to do is make sure that we give him adequate recovery periods between these anesthetic events. They can be stressful, and they do take a toll on his body. So it also gives us time to prepare for the surgery. It gives the surgeons time to actually evaluate the CT scan so that they can adequately prepare the way that they're going to approach the surgery. So right now we're looking at about the first week of July when we're planning the surgery. It's hard to say, how long his recovery period is going to be until we actually do the surgery. It's quite important that we need to find the underlying cause, for what's causing his symptoms as well. And then once the surgery is done, he'll recover that day. He'll be fully awake by the next day. But it could be up to a month, where we might see that his symptoms don't reoccur.
I suppose so much that is yet to be discovered, as you say, but from what you do know right now, is this something that's relatively common? And obviously, this is going to inform just how intricate the treatment plan needs to be. Is this something that's been exhibited in Western lowland gorillas before? Are you flying blind here? How much do you actually know?
There aren't many reported cases of this. We managed to find one reported case in 2014 in Seattle. There was a similar diagnosis. So it's not routinely reported. There's possibly about 100,000 Western lowland gorillas in the world. And it's not often reported in these animals, in these situations as well. It's interesting. This condition is actually reported in humans. Where humans get this chronic nasal discharge, and they develop these inflammatory polyps, these inflammatory growths in their nose in response to that. And there's often an underlying cause to that. And one of the common causes is an underlying allergy or even a fungal infection. Okay. At this point in time, Makoko's tests have come back negative for that. So we're going to be doing the surgery, sending more samples to the lab so that we can hopefully find the underlying cause. That's why we had such a multidisciplinary approach to this. It's not routinely done. It's not often done. But we have a really good team working on this procedure so that we did all of our research. We did our homework before we approaching each of these phases.
Well, we know that Makoko is certainly in good hands with you there, Dr. Chrisen Pillay, and the rest of your team out there working around the clock to make sure that you give him the smoothest transition and recovery into that space. But thank you very much for joining us on the line.
Luck.
And good luck. We can't wait to hear all the different updates as they come through. We know that he turns 35 on the 9th of July, not the most ideal way to celebrate your birthday, but I'm sure he'll be okay.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having us on the show. We really appreciate it.
And we wish Mokoko and the team all the best ahead for their upcoming procedure and hope for a speedy recovery and absolutely no complications.
Oh, that is just incredible. And now I believe that Makoko is also celebrating a birthday soon, so we're going to wish him all the luck for that. But coming up in the kitchen, we've got the perfect winter treat for you. Stay tuned.
Hola, Mzansi! It's going to be a hot day in the big city. Super M, anytime gap filler. Made with love by Clover.
It's time to kick off the weekend on the right note, and we reckon our Super M soft vanilla donuts are the perfect treat to pair with a steaming cup of your favorite Super M. Now, what a wonderful way to warm you up this winter, and I'm joined by the illustrious Nicole Snelling. How are you doing this morning?
Good, and you?
so good. It's so cold, and I know this is absolutely going to be a perfect treat. We've worked so hard this week once again. We finished off with a beautiful dance segment, and now we've earned our reward. So what are we doing? Yeah.
Donuts. They are so naughty, but so good, especially when they're freshly out of the oil. Pop it in some cinnamon sugar, and it just pair it with a cup of coffee, hot chocolate, Super M. It just goes together with everything.
Okay, perfect winter treat. You know, speaking of winter, I know Clem always mentions on the show how much he would love to go to Sutherland.
I know,
can
right?
imagine the guys out there.
I think someone needs to send him there, like now.
Someone needs to send him there, but it's absolutely freezing out there. And we've got some cool images coming through that you guys can see of Sutherland. So I'm pretty sure they are going to... I think it's Northern Cape SA from Twitter that actually sent these through, and I know that everybody out in Sutherland is going to love this recipe because by the looks of that, they need the warmth in their belly. So let's get going here. Let's get Sutherland some warmth and some cooking inspiration too.
So we're making the donut base here. So I've got some flour and I've added some sugar, and we're going to add a little bit of yeast. So the sugar will help the yeast activate as well because the yeast eats the sugar, and then that's what makes it create some carbon dioxide, which makes it rise.
Oh, okay, I never knew that. That's very interesting. Okay, so that's what gives it that volume and that plumpness. Okay.
And that's what you want in the donut. You want a light and fluffy, airy donut, and that's what you're going to get from your yeast. So we've got an egg over here. So this is going to be like your enriching part. This is what makes this donut so super decadent, as well with a little bit of vanilla to complement our Super M vanilla flavor, which we've got over here. I'm going to add in 160 ml, so I've got half a cup here, which is 125. I'm going to add that, and then just a little dash more.
It always fascinates me how you can take a Super M and make it that much better. I mean, just drinking on its own is good, but now you always just bring in the pizzazz.
Yeah, we're making like these super decadent vanilla donuts, which donuts are just usually plain. So I like the idea of this and making it that extra next level. I mean, we all know how we like to do things level up here on the Expresso show.
Indeed.
So you're going to add this into your flour, and you're going to mix it up till it all comes together. And you'll see it's going to be like quite a dense dough. You do want it to be quite a rich dough because it's got the egg, it's got the beautiful vanilla Super M in here as well. So I kneaded it, which I've done with that one. So I'm going to skip this part. So you'll see it comes together beautifully like that.
How long do you need to knead this thing for, actually?
I would say 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
So you'll see it comes together beautifully like this. I'll show you the texture now.
I like the fact that you're kneading as well, especially when it comes to baking, because it's just providing some extra calorie burning so you can earn your dessert. So knead away, guys.
Yes, exactly. Do it by hand, and then it makes it all worth it, doesn't it?
It does indeed. Nicole, must
ask you,
where do you enjoy like having donuts? I know everybody has their like perfect moment to dig into something like this. What's yours, if you even do indulge?
I do, and it's a naughty time. It's before bed.
Okay.
I love to snack on something sweet with a cup of tea or coffee or hot chocolate, and that's my kind of go-to.
Oh, you're converting me. I need to try that for sure.
Yeah.
I love chowing a donut. It's like my reward meal at the end of like a big week, a big workout. So like I said, today is just perfect for this.
So what I've done is when you're making your donuts, I flatten them quite a lot because you have to let them rise for half an hour.
Okay.
So then you are going to get these beautiful flat donuts. Otherwise, you're going to get more like a roll looking if you keep it too round. So you can use the back of a wooden spoon, but I like to use my hands. So you just push a hole like that and you separate it. Now you stretch it out gently so that you don't tear your donut. You want to make your hole bigger than what it looks like, because when you fry it, it's going to expand and the hole's going to close up a bit.
Ah, okay, all right. Well, while Nicole's on the sizzle there, of course, guys, make sure you tune into the expressoshow.com where you can find more of this recipe inspiration and some more belly-warming goodness.
So what you do is to test your oil, I'll take a little bit of this flour or a little bit of batter. You can even just drop it into your oil and you'll see it sizzles up immediately. If it sizzles up too quickly, your oil's far too hot. So you just keep an eye. You don't want your oil too hot for donuts because you're technically baking it in oil. You're going to have a very dense and chewy texture if your oil's too hot, and it won't have time to cook properly in here.
Yeah. So you don't want that like explosion coming through on your
Not
donut.
with a donut, no. Because
right.
it's still a pastry, you know, it still needs that time to cook properly,
Yes.
and that's what you do with the oil, the right temperature.
Right, and once it's coming out of the pot over there,
oil?
once it's done with the fry and the boil,
It's beautifully
how do you
golden
get
brown.
it looking like this?
So I've taken these and I've got a little bit of caster sugar here with cinnamon, and I've just dunked them in like this. And that's it.
Absolute magic, guys. A warm winter filler indeed. If you don't know anything more about it, if you just missed it and you just tuned in, head over to that website where we have just cooked up one incredible belly warmer for winter. Enjoy.
All of Zanzi. It's going to be a hot day in the big city. Super M. Anytime gap filler.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful people. It's a Friday and we're still getting that positivity flowing. Speaking about positivity, a group of 30 general practitioners from the Gauteng province stepped out of their comfort zones and availed their voices to create an inspiring music video for the song Voices That Care.
The doctors filmed the video in isolation from their places of work and would like to use this video to show their support to all South Africans from the frontline healthcare workers themselves.
Now, two of those doctors who star in the Voices That Care music video joins us this morning. Please welcome via video call Dr. Daniel Israel and Dr. Karen van der Merwe. Good morning, doctors.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, we love having you and we love hearing your story. I mean, who knew we have so many talented singers in the medical profession? But Dr. Daniel Israel, maybe I'll start with you. You know, what inspired you to create this video in the first place?
So I realized that I couldn't carry on as a doctor with everything going on. I decided I better take up a job as a singer. No, I'm only joking. I realized that in South Africa at the moment, there is such a need for encouragement in these difficult times. There's so many videos out there with doctors, the public singing to doctors and frontline, but there's not much about the frontline singing back to the public and telling them that we're here for you and we care for you. And I felt this would be a great opportunity to build camaraderie between doctors and to reach out to our patients and people in general to say, even though you're alone at home, we're here for you and we care for you. That was the initial motivation.
It's a fantastic initiative, Dr. Daniel, but this video also marks the launch of a much broader Voices That Care project that will support and educate patients during this time. Can you please tell us more about this?
Sure. So Corin, my colleague over here, has made a collaboration of GPs, which he'll tell you about in a few minutes. But my idea with this video was that we'd be able to reach out to as many people as possible. We've now taken it to a second level where Corin is compiling a whole lot of articles that are evidence-based, where people can read the articles and watch the videos we put out and learn what really matters with coronavirus and what doesn't, how to remain safe, how to keep your kids safe at school, how to enter the workplace. We felt this is our opportunity to reach out, which we've started doing on social media, and the uptake has been wonderful this week.
I love that. And you know, just working in the space now, we're fighting COVID-19, and I like the fact that you say the group effort that you guys are all getting involved with that. Dr. van der Merwe, what does a normal day at work look like for you? And I mean, what are some of the measures that you're doing to put in place to prevent yourself and protect yourself from the COVID-19?
So our normal day at work is quite quiet at the moment. I think a lot of our patients are a bit scared to consult us. And that can be a problem because people with just normal everyday conditions are not coming to consult their doctors. But they can be assured that we really have our practices as safe as possible. We have all the measures in place that are there, that they won't be catching COVID when they come and visit us. And of course, we also have to protect ourselves. So we wear all our PPE, our masks and our visors. But otherwise, we just want people to know that as GPs, we want to be there for them, whether they think they've got COVID, whether they still have chronic conditions that need attention or some acute condition. They must reach out to their GPs, and we just want to be there for them.
And Dr. Karine, Dr. Daniels earlier touched on the collaboration that you have with the GPs across the country. Before we let you go, we would like, to get some advice from you to South Africans on how to protect themselves from the virus.
I think a lot of that advice is out in the public, wearing your mask and not getting close in contact with the other folk, and just following the general guidelines out there. But we've got to get back into society. One of the slogans that we're using in our Voices That Care is, we can't be locked away forever, so let's be safe together. And that's what we want to teach people on the Voices That Care campaign. That society has to open up, but we can do it in a safe way. So please come to our Facebook page, the GGPC Facebook page, and you'll find all that information.
Love that. We love chatting to you. We love the message. We love the positivity that you're spreading right now. But thank you to both of you, Dr. Corin van der Merwe and Dr. Daniel Israel, for just spreading that message of hope for us. And thank you so much for your time this morning.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Keep safe.
A massive thank you to all the medical practitioners who partook in the inspiring Voices That Care music video. We, as the Expresso family, would like to express our heartfelt thanks and gratitude to all the healthcare heroes.
It is only with your dedication and skill that we can get through this difficult time together. We salute you all. And I think it's only fitting to end off with a music video that went viral, so take a look at this.
We'll see your face again. You have a way, so stay at home till then, Hey, stand tall, stand proud. Voices that care are crying out loud. And when you close your eyes tonight,
singing along.
Stand tall, stand proud. Voices that care are crying out loud. And when you close your eyes tonight, feel in your heart how our love burns bright.
Voices that care are crying out loud.
And when you close your eyes tonight, feel in your heart how our love burns bright.
You are the voice, you are the light.
Stand tall, stand proud. Voices that care are crying out loud. And when you close your eyes tonight, feel in your heart how our love burns bright. Stand tall, stand proud. Voices that care are crying out loud. And when you close your eyes tonight, feel in your heart how our love burns bright.
You are the voice and the guiding light.
Feel in your heart love burns bright. Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Friday morning. We're live, large and in charge. Always so good to be in your company. Now, this week, we said to you, go out there, grab your Oma rusks and post a picture of you dipping an Oma at either 6 a.m., 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. And the person who sends us the best photo for each hour will be chosen as the winner and then walk away with a 500 Rand Oma rusks hamper.
Nice.
Plus, then make it onto our 24-hour challenge leaderboard.
Yep, and the time has come to announce our first 3 lucky winners, or at least our latest 3 lucky winners. Can I get a drum roll, please? Thank you very much. First up, a big congratulations to Jean Mackay, who sent us this photo of her very sneaky little rusk dip at 6 a.m. She says, this is me, she goes, this is me trying not to wake up anyone in the house and dip my Oma. Jean, we feel you. I get you. I've got a baby and a 3-year-old at home. I understand these things. But well done. You're definitely going to make it onto our leaderboard as the new member of the 6 a.m. club. Yeah. Love it.
Okay, all right. Second up, Mark Gavin. Now, you stay on our leaderboard for your epic 7 a.m. dip. And here's Mark doing what he calls the undercover dip. The undercover.
Quite flamboyant, that mask.
The undercover dip. And we still love it so much. So congratulations to you, Mark, and thank you for sending that awesome photo.
Oh, man, and then this one, I mean, you're an MVP on this show. Last but definitely not least, Gary Okup, you're a legend. You are a winner for the best 8 a.m. dip. And I promise you, we're not just feeling sorry for you, but I'm going through a bit of a rough patch. He posted saying, with a broken arm, it's messy to dip, but I just had to have my rusks. Absolutely, I love that. Gary, sorry that you're going through a broken arm. How could anyone top that? Definitely make it onto our 8 a.m. leaderboard. You're the man, and hopefully you're not feeling too bad with the broken arm, man.
Oh. So congratulations to all 3 of our winners. You each walk away with an Oma Rusk hamper valued at 500 Rand.
Nice.
Of course, that's enough rusks to keep you smiling for the entire winter. Enjoy those. And to those who've entered but didn't win, please join us next week, Monday, when we announce our new competition. Our rumor has it we'll be giving away not 1, but 3 Smeg kettles and Oma Rusk hampers valued at 2,500 Rand each. So you don't want to miss out on that.
Start entering all over again. I'm going to go for a conventional live on TV
dip
right now.
I want to go behind closed doors dip. You don't even see it. You don't even know. You can't see it, can you? Now you see it, now you don't. Behind closed doors. How long is he dipping it for? You don't know, but he's maybe dipping it. No, maybe he's
With
not.
Oma Rusks, it's always dipping time. From the first thing in the morning right through to that midnight snack in bed. What is your favorite dipping time?
The snuggle is real this winter, so don't be stingy on the cozy. And while you will never be happy to spring out of bed on a dark and cold morning, you can learn to love those cozy winter rituals with the Crazy Store and their must-have winter warmers this season. It's also the perfect time to dive right into experimenting with indulgent recipes. And what better way is there to warm your chilled hands than with a mug filled to the brim with cake? Yes, cake in a mug right out of the microwave. Nicole Snelling.
Good morning.
Good morning. What have you got in here up your crazy sleeves?
Well, who would have thought mugs are just for coffee and tea, right?
No, cake
I mean,
in a mug.
this
Wow.
is the super winter indulgent.
Yeah?
So I'm going to show you how simple this is. This is your kind of recipe.
Let's do it.
So a 1/4 cup of oil,
Uh-huh.
a 1/4 cup of milk.
Okay. Uh-huh.
How much do you think this is?
A 1/4 cup of
Correct.
flour.
And then a 1/4 cup of sugar.
Okay, great.
So that you're going to pop that all into a bowl.
A 1/4 cup of egg, not yet?
No, not a 1/4 cup of egg, but 1 egg.
Okay.
Just 1 egg. So you're going to crack that in.
Yeah.
And then we've got our cocoa. So we're making chocolate cake, mug cakes.
That sounds like the perfect thing to have on a winter morning or evening or any time
I
of
think
the
like
day.
a lunchtime with coffee and tea.
I love it.
With the cake. So you can have 1 mug with your coffee, 1 mug with your cake.
Ooh, yes.
What better than that?
What could be better than cuddling up to a mug cake on a cold winter's night? I mean, they're rich, they're hot, and so easy to make. So when the mug cake is put into the microwave, which we're gonna do, you're gonna see just how much easy peasy goes into making this. And it looks so beautiful already. Those ingredients, they scream winter warmer.
Pinch of salt, a little bit of baking powder. That's what's gonna make it rise.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna
Whisk,
whisk
whisk.
all up. So you'll think the mixture looks quite wet, but you need it to be a little bit a wet space to rise beautifully in the microwave.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're gonna have a very dense cake.
Okay.
So you're just gonna literally whisk this up. This recipe makes 2.
Yeah.
So
Which is perfect.
It's perfect.
Snuggling.
Do you know
is
what's
for
perfect?
cuddling.
one cat.
Aw, that is so cute.
Crazy.
That is the
So
cutest
perfect.
thing.
It's so cute. So we got our little pet themed ones here. We
Mhm.
did our emoji ones over there.
These are my favorite ones, yeah. The emoji themed ones are my favorites.
I
Which
think-
one would you hand over to me between these two emoji ones? The
I
laughing
would-
one or tongue out?
I would say the laughing one because you tend to make everyone laugh a lot in studio.
Aw, you make me laugh all the time.
So look at you making me mess now with all this emotion here. Okay, so you're gonna divide your batter into 2 cups.
Mhm.
So what you do is you pop them in the microwave for 3 to 4 minutes. Just give it a watch. You'll see it rise beautifully and it will sink right down. And if you want to be extra indulgent, you can add a little peppermint essence to give it like that peppermint flavor.
It just takes it to a whole new level altogether. You know what else goes really nicely with all of this? Is these microwave snuggle buddies. They're so cool. You throw them in the microwave as well, and they heat up just so nicely and so ready to cuddle. I've got
you
one
have
for
one for
you
me
there
too.
as well. So you know what we're going to be
thank
doing. We're going to
you.
be throwing these into the microwave. Instead of electric heaters that use up electricity, use a hot water bottle or a microwave heating pad, just like this one, to keep warm. Now, winter can be a rough time when you don't have the right accessories to fight off the cold. And I think I have just the trick to fix that. Abracadabra. Oh, Auntie Kuhle! There's one for you, a cake.
How did you
in a
get
mug.
here?
Oh, don't worry about it. Okay, so how are you going to be snuggling up and keeping the snuggle real this winter?
As you can see next to me, I have this really cozy blanket. It's all about the thick blankets this winter. Hot water bottles, come on. You know, because I don't have anyone to cuddle and snuggle with. So the hot water bottle is my best friend this
Well,
winter.
you have a lot of options. You've got microwave heating pads, for example, on there. You've got beanies for the kids. I know that my niece, my
Yes.
Tsuku Mama, is going to love all of those. You've got blankets, you've got scarves, you've got a whole range of things to help keep the snuggle up going all the way to the top. What are some of your fondest winter memories?
So I'm the youngest out of 7 siblings. So I grew up with 4 of my siblings. I remember just sitting around a lounge, you see, like a paraffin heater here with boiling water or steamed bread and watching our favorite, you know, series on TV.
Yeah.
And just chatting up a storm, laughing. It's just all fun and games. When
There is nothing better than snuggling up during winter. And I think for me, it's just getting that cozy going on with the family, everybody around the same sort of couch area with their blankets. It's just stunning. But we all know that winter is coming. So before it catches you and your closet off guard, shop for your winter wardrobe essentials at the Crazy Store. Now, kids are going to love the wide variety and the range of things that are available out there. So make sure that you get all of these. There is such a wide variety. It's so broad.
yes.
And
So
this-
colorful as well.
Colorful, but also something for every type of kid to suit their personality. You can find their favorite animals, their favorite animal prints.
So adorable. I love it so much. Now, not feeding your fingers is crazy when you can easily visit your nearest The Crazy Store and stock up on some winter warmers. Get your winter items now that are sure to make you feel warm and fuzzy inside and out. So go on and visit your nearest The Crazy Store for winter accessories that will keep you and your loved ones snug as a bug in a rug.
Big or small, we've got it all. Everyone will find something at the Crazy Store. It's no wonder South Africa considers the Crazy Store the crazy fun place to shop.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, sending you off into the weekend. With it being Youth Month, of course, in South Africa, we are finding words of inspiration from those we espouse the values of in education and advocate the rights of the child, and of course, standing up for what is right. And now we're turning to James Baldwin, who is an American novelist, playwright, and activist. And his eloquence and passion on the subject of race in America, as well as on spirituality and humanity, made him an important voice. An ununified or an unfinished manuscript of his Remember This House was adapted into the documentary film I Am Not Your Negro. One of his novels, If Bel Street Could Talk, was adapted into the Academy Award-winning 2018 film of the same name. And this is what he once had to say.
He says, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. Which brings so much, once you face something, you have to face something head on with the power that you have in you. It always comes back to you have the power to control what you are faced with. So let me read that again. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. Some words of James Baldwin to get us into that weekend mood, that Friday. But of course, we're going to head on over to our social media to also find out what song you are choosing from Jared Ricketts for this Monday's Gospel Monday.
Well, we're all in for a treat this coming Monday. Jared Ricketts will be joining us here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We did ask you the question this morning, the also important question of which song out of the many, many songs that Jared could possibly sing you'd like him to sing on the show, right?
Yes, absolutely. And we gave you 3 options, and the one that is most voted for is, of course, going to be the winner. And we've received quite a number of responses this morning. Debbie says, morning, number 3, but please get Joe Praise on to do his song Holy Ghost. So blessed to be the gospel and for taking us to church. Thank you, Team Expresso. Oh, actually, Jared also responded to that. And he actually
He says, love this.
Love this.
Love this. So let's see. Fiona Sophie
see.
says, morning, Expresso team. I'd like to hear his strength is perfect. I need to hear it as in now. And of course, good morning, Expresso family. Another icy cold day. Keep warm, everyone. Any song sung by Jared will be amazing. God bless. And guess which song he's going to be performing on your Feel Good Breakfast Show on Monday? Well, yes, you guessed it right. His strength is perfect. That's what you're going to be hearing on Monday. That's the song that won when we ran the poll on social media. That's what we're going to be treated to on Monday morning. I'm very excited just thinking about it. And I'm sure that Jared Ricketts is already warming up his vocals. We can't wait for it. So thank you for that. We'll see you here on Monday for it.
Yeah, certainly looking forward to that Monday morning show, as well as bringing you results from the weekend full of sports that we know all around the world is making a return. Behind closed doors or not, if you are in New Zealand, it's just great for sports fans all around.
Completely, and I think we can now start thinking about it from a South African perspective, but sending lots of love to all the sporting fans this weekend who are going to get just a little taste. Soak it up and enjoy it.
And of course, if you missed it earlier on, a dance performance like none other from Ryle Rene de Mornay, which you can catch live on Facebook very shortly. Thanks, guys. It's been a wonderful show. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you Monday morning bright and early. We love you. Bye.
Expresso Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.